For a look at what's happening in your community, on campus, and in Kansas, it's PowerCat Daily with your host, Carmen Harris.
Hi, I'm Carmen Harris, and welcome to PowerCat Daily. On today's episode, we'll take a look at an emerging company, IE Fabrications. This newly formed company is composed of students at Kansas State University, and they have developed a groundbreaking product that will revolutionize your desk. Reporter Mike Heatwell is at IEF headquarters. Mike, can you tell us more about this desk ornament?
Of course, Carmen. 24 students have been working hard all semester to build a quality product. It is a four-sided oak piece that has a clock on one side, two picture holders on opposite sides, and then a PowerCat engraving that's optional on the other. This company has exploded onto the scene, and a lot of that is due to the leadership of the company. Now let's take a look at that leadership of IEF, starting with the VP of Finance, Brian Proctor, who really got the company going in the right direction.
Well, first I decided what type of company we wanted to file with the state of Kansas, and we chose a limited liability company, and that was just because it's the easiest to set up. It's one of the cheaper ones to do, and that way each member of the company is only liable for what they put into the company. So that way if we really mess up, we aren't held too accountable for it. And then the finance department has been working on the business plan throughout this semester, and that really outlines how the company operates in all departments, and it outlines our financials, including our budgets and that kind of things, and talks about the product a little bit. And lastly, we're going to end the semester doing all the tax information for each member and how much money we make, so we can file that with the state.
The inventory team, led by Jeffrey Miller, has also been busy.
So the inventory department consists of 6 members, including myself. The first member is Kenny. He was in charge of the tooling inventory management system, as well as the ordering of raw material. The next member is Caitlin. She was in charge of the safety procedures for the lab, as well as the material handling system. Bayram was in charge of the material handling system, as well as the standard operating procedures for our product. The next member is Andreas. He was in charge of the standard operating procedures of our product, as well as the inventory management system. Next in line was Curtis. Curtis was in charge of the whole entire production schedule, as well as the employee schedule for our company. The last person and member of the inventory department was David. He was in charge of the production simulation, as well as provided assistance to whoever needed it throughout our department.
Lyle Alderton led the marketing team, and they are selling the product now.
We sold the whole 100-piece inventory in a week and a half. We built an online website capable of doing sales interface. We built an online access-based sales record. We built publicity for the product, and we recorded a video documenting the whole MSDA process.
If you are interested in purchasing this item, you can do that by going to the K-State IMSE website and clicking on the MSDA link. Now back to you, Carmen.
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk to the VP of Engineering, Tyler James, and he'll show us how it's made.
Do you have extra space in your house? Would you like to store your pencils better? Would you like to organize your photos better? Well, I'm Aaron Kuhlman for IE Fabricators, and here we have the Desky. The desk ornament sits well on tables. It tackles angles. It can sit on chairs, countertops, pretty much anywhere you want it. The Desky comes in 2 stain options. It's got a 8-carat clock, sits on a 21mm or 7-bearing design to spin at maximum speed. It comes in a top to hold pencils, an edge top, has a K-State PowerCat, and your choice of photos. With all those combinations you put together, you can customize it however you would like the product. The Desky offers high-speed chamfered edges on the top and the bottom, a golden quartz clocks with Roman numerals, and high-capacity pencil-saving space. Campus-renowned photographer Lyle Alderton gives you many choices with the pictures, whether you prefer action, trees, or drama. Don't hesitate, there's only a limited 101 of these made. price is reduced to $35, and if you come pick it up now, shipping will be free. Doris and Vicky are standing by, so call or order online.
Welcome back to PowerCat Daily. The desk ornament is an accumulation of a semester's worth of work. Now, with a special inside look at the company, Vice President of Engineering, Tyler James, will show us how the process of manufacturing is done.
Thanks, Carmen. My name is Tyler James, and I'm going to be taking you through the process of making our desk ornaments. This is a very simple process that starts with this plank of wood right here. This will be our raw material that the engineering department will take to the table saw, cut to the right widths, take to the miter saw, cut to the right heights and a 45-degree angle. From there, they'll bring the raw materials over here and place them into these raw material areas predetermined by the inventory department, so that when the next day when people come in, they'll pick up this nifty little inventory checklist so that they know what to do. These are in batch sizes of 10. They'll take them over to the correct machines, write their initials when they're done with it, and put them in the completed bins. Now I'm going to take you through the process real quick. We're going to start off with the bottom piece today. After the engineering department cuts them to the right sizes and lengths and the 45-degree angle, we'll bring it over here to our drill press. When using this fixture, we'll slide it in all the way up against this back part here, slide in our holder, use our clamp. Now before this, we would have made sure that it's center. In this case, it already is. And then we'll cut this hole all the way through the bottom. This will let the bearing just sit flush on the bottom, so we won't have any problems with assembly. When you turn it on, you just crank it down. After we've done the drill press to set the bearing hold, we come over here to our router, and the fixture allows us to just put the piece with the angles facing out and just slide it across using our hands. We'll do that twice so that we can get a good clear space on the route, and we'll flip it 180 degrees and do the same thing on the other side. And this is the final project right here. Next we're going to do the base. This is the fixture that allows us to do it. We're back on the same drill press that did the bottom. We just shove this down in here, get it flush, use this to hold it down, and we'll have a different bit on it this time that allows a hole just to be drilled all the way through. This will allow our bolt to fit up through the base. After we drill the hole all the way through to allow the bolt to slip up, we'll flip it over, put it back in the fixture, and drill a counter bore. This will allow the bolt head to sit flush with the bottom so it doesn't wobble on the table. And when we're done, this is going to be the final product. After we're done drilling the holes, we're going to bring it over here to our router and router all 4 edges so we get a nice decorative angle for the base to look pretty. Next we'll do the tops. Now these are going to be made to order. So if the customer wants a blank top, all we have to do is come over here to router number 2, and we're going to router off some edges underneath that will allow the top to sit flush and not have any overhang or anything like that. After we do that, we're going to go over to the router 3, just like the base. This is going to be the same procedure as the base. All we have to do is make sure we flip it 180 degrees from the routers that we did on router 1 and do all 4 edges again. This will give it that nice decorative look, and this is what it'll look like. Now depending on the order, we will cut a hole in this next so that people that ordered the pencil holder can have the pencil holder hole. If it needs a CNC, before we do any of the routers, we'll need to take it over into the CNC fixture in Tim's lab, and he'll CNC KSU and a diag for us. If they want the just blank, we're done. Now we'll take you to the clock side. What we're going to do is we're going to put it in this drill press fixture, just snugly. We'll clamp it down, and this will be centered so that all we have to do is drill a hole with this chuck just slightly into the wood so the clock sits flush. This is what that looks like. Now we're going to bring that same clock side over to the router that we routed in for the bottom. It's going to be the same procedure. You're just going to slip this in, router the groove, go over again so it gets all that nasty chip out, flip it 180, do the same, and this is going to be that final product. This is the PowerCat face. Now the first thing we do with this is we put it in our CNC fixture, take it over to Tim's lab, and he'll carve in this PowerCat outline for us. When we get it back, we'll bring it here to router 1 and we'll do the same thing we did with the clock face in the bottom. Just stick it in and router the edges. This is going to be what it looks like when we're all done. This is our middle insert that allows the pens and pencils to sit at a great height so that people can grab their stuff out of the desk ornament. We're going to have pre-cut lengths of board by the engineering department on the table saw, and we'll bring it over here and cut it to the appropriate width using our fixture. When we're done, we'll get something that looks just like that. Now we're ready for assembly. The first step is going to be putting this bearing in this bottom piece. To do that, we're going to use some tools, a wrench and a ratchet. We're going to use a bolt, 4 washers, and a nut, and you just got to use that hand power to get it down squeezed until it's flush with the bottom. After that, we'll put it into the gluing fixture. It looks something like this. It'll slide in here, then we'll put the sides in, and we'll put the middle insert in, which we have another fixture that determines the height for that, and we'll just let it sit for about 30 minutes while it glues until we're ready to pull it out. When we're ready to pull it out, we'll begin the staining process. Now this process is also made to order because we offer dark stains and light stains. Depending on that, we'll have people stain it, take a few minutes, put it on our fixtures, let them dry. We end up putting 2 coats on of each and 2 polyurethane coats. Now all of this is done in the foundry, and when we're done, it'll look something like this. This here is going to be what the final product look like with only stain coats on it. Notice how it's beautiful. That Powercat just pops, the clock is just going to shine, it's going to look great. When we're done with that, we'll put the polyurethane coats on, and we'll go ahead and, after it dries, we'll assemble it. Final product is going to look just like this and spin. That's the best part.
Now joining me in the studio is the CEO of IE Fabrications, Carl Hurdle. Welcome to PowerCat Daily.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for being here. What role did you play as the CEO of IE Fabrications?
Well, overall, I was responsible for kind of the overarching, what the class was going to be doing. So, say 1 week we were focused on one thing, the next week we were focused on another thing. I kind of made sure everybody was on schedule, on task, just making sure that as a company we were moving in the right direction. That was my main goal as CEO.
Okay, awesome. What's the biggest reason for your company's success?
Well, it's a company made of industrial engineers, so everybody has opinions and has their own expertise to bring to the table, and that really helps most of the time. There's a couple instances where that gets in the way of mass producing, but overall that's really helped.
All right. I see. Well, what sets your product apart from other products that are similar on the market?
Well, our product is, handcrafted by all the students here. It's made of solid oak. We have a lot of different customizable features that a customer can choose. The top, you can have a pencil holder, you can have KSU, CNC'd into the wood, or you can just leave it blank if you want. We also have 2 picture holders on the sides. We offer 4 different pictures that a customer can choose from. If they want to, they can also put in their own picture, but that's another option we offer to the customers. And our product does contain quite a few features, but if you look at it, it's all blended together pretty seamlessly, and the product looks, elegant. It looks simple. It doesn't look too busy, and that's what I most like about it.
Okay, awesome. So tell us again, how can someone go about buying this product, and how much is it?
Well, the easiest way to purchase one is to go onto our website. They're $35. You can order 1 or 2, dark stain, light stain, whatever fits best with your decor in your house, and that's the easiest way to order one.
All right. Well, thank you again for being on the show, Carl.
Thank you very much.
And that's all for this episode of PowerCat Daily. Join us next time for another special report on campus. Stay classy, Manhattan.